YouTube, what's going on? I'm Adrian the Barber, and today I'm back with a highly anticipated video. This is the one everybody's been asking for. This is the man weave hair replacement, whatever you want to call it, brush wave unit, full tutorial. So I'm gonna get in, I'm gonna show you guys all the products that you need, and again, all those products are gonna be linked down in the description below. So if you got any questions about those, you can just go down there and you'll be able to find everything you need to complete this look. Now, this is just one way that I'm gonna be showing you guys how to do this unit. There's multiple ways on how to complete this wave unit. And again, like with all my units, I'm gonna show you guys multiple ways how to do everything. I'm just getting started. This is only my third hair replacement video I've done, and I got plenty more to come. I'm probably gonna be releasing one a week, like every Thursday. So make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. Also, before we get into this video, I'm in the process of trying to do hair replacement classes on the road. So if you'd like to see me in a city near you, make sure you comment that down below or hit me on Instagram and let me know so I can plan out exactly what cities I need to come to. But I'm not going to continue to do a whole bunch of talking. I know you guys are ready for me to go ahead and jump into this unit and show you guys how it's done. So I'm going to go ahead and show you all the products that you need to successfully complete this brush wave unit. Now, the products are simple. They're very similar to my other units. If you watch my past two man weave videos, the first thing you need is an eyeliner pencil. After an eyeliner pencil, you're going to need electrical tape for your hairline. I always use the Lace Wig Bond Salon Pro Skin Protectant. You're going to need that before you put your glue down on the scalp. There are other alternatives. In the future, I'll get into other things you can use besides this. The glue I use is always Ghost Bond. This is Ghost Bond Platinum right here. I either use Ghost Bond Platinum or Ghost Bond XL. And then the hair I'm going to use for this video is, the brand is Model, and it's a Caribbean twist. This is 20 inches, and the color that I'm using for this video is a 1B. Now you'll see in most of my videos, I'm either going to be using a 1, which is a jet black, a 1B, which is a natural black, or a 2. You're also going to need a black wig cap and a blow dryer. Again, everything's linked in the description below, but let's go ahead and get into this video. Alright, so I'll be sitting here watching this video with you guys, coaching you through it, talking about the steps that I'm doing. So if you guys get confused at all, you got any questions, make sure you leave a comment or else add me on Instagram at Adrian the Barber. And I try to get back to every single message I can, and I try to answer every single question that people leave in comments. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the haircut. So obviously before every haircut we do, we either brush or comb the hair down. We want to, we want to examine the surface that we're about to work with and see what we're getting ourselves into. So I'm gonna take my wall detailers, and my first step in my fade is I'm gonna make my guideline. So for this unit, I'm doing probably more of like a mid fade. You really can do any haircut that your client desires, but at the same time, you still got to take into consideration that you're going to be laying synthetic hair down on top of his head. And when that synthetic hair is glued down, you're not going to be able to cut into that. So think about that before you jump in just to doing any cut that they want. I'd say for the most part, they can get any style, but you're still limited when it comes to certain styles or how high you can go on certain fades. Now with this wave unit, really with any hair replacement unit that you're going to do, you like to leave the top a little bit darker so it's easier to blend in. Now, like his hair length right here that you see in the video, this is a pretty ideal length when it comes to blending in that hair. It makes it a lot easier. I'd say this is probably a good 2 weeks, maybe of hair growth, maybe 3 at the most. And so I just made my guideline all the way around his head. And then when I fade it, I'm just gonna show you the left side just for timing purposes. And you just repeat these same steps on the right side and on the back. So I got my Wall Magic clips here. Put my 1/16 guard on. And I'm just gonna make a second guideline that I'm gonna blend out. Got my clippers all the way closed. And I'm gonna do the same thing like I did with that last guideline. I'm gonna make this guideline all the way around the head. And I'm just gonna slowly move it up and I'm gonna start to blend this line out. So now, same guard. And I'm just halfway open now on my magic clips. It doesn't matter what clippers you use. Your Andis Masters, this would be your 0 guard. and then you just follow your notches. You see I just moved up, now I got this guard all the way open. And remember, when you're fading up, you got to take into consideration how much hair you're going to leave up top around the ridge. Now I put my number 1 guard on. With my number 1 guard, I'm going through the same exact steps I just did with my 1/16 guard. I got it all the way closed right now. And then I'm going to go halfway open, and I'm going to open it up all the way. Now I'm halfway open. And I like to show the haircut in these videos just because this is probably one of the most important parts when it comes to setting up a good hair replacement. Is, like I said just a few minutes ago, having enough hair to blend into the top. And so I want to give you guys a visualization of what his hair needs to look like in order to get a good blend with the synthetic hair. Now I have my 1.5 guard on. 1.5 guard, just feathering the hair, knocking out that weight line that I created with my 1 guard. So I worked my 1 guard all the way up, put my 1.5 on, and now with that 1.5, you know, same exact steps, starting with it closed, blending out that first line, just feathering the hair. I'm real light-handed when I fade. And then halfway, blend that up, all the way open, go all the way up. So now, after I finish those steps with those guards, I'm just gonna take the guard off, and I'm gonna blend out that initial guideline that I made with my wall detailers. Now my wall magic clips the blades adjusted on them, so it's easier for me to take this bottom line out than it would be if you didn't have your blade adjusted. It's not mandatory, but you know, it helps out a lot, makes your job a little bit easier. And you see at the top where I left it a little bit darker. When I get done, I'll show you the fade. After the fade, when I cut down the top, you're gonna see why I left that darker. Same thing with no guard on, going through the same steps, all the way closed, halfway open, all the way open, blending it back up into the 0 guard that you had on before. Or with wall, it's called a half guard, 0 guard, 1/16, whatever you want to call it. So you see, this would be like the finished haircut. And now, before I shave his top down actually with him, because he still has, you can see where his natural hairline is, where it's not balding, it's a real faint. And so what I'm gonna do with him is, instead of guessing where his hairline would have been, I'm actually gonna line up his hair where it is right now, because he does have a pretty good natural line still. And then I'm actually gonna trace that with my eyeliner pencil, and then I'll shave his head down. So wall detailer. And so if you do get lucky with a client, most of the time this doesn't happen, and you're sitting there and you're gonna just have a conversation with your client on where they want their hairline to be. But if you do get a client like this where they do have a faint hairline, then you can just line it up like they would naturally if they had a full head of hair, and then trace it just like I'm doing right now, and then bald it down. Out of all the hair replacements I've done, I think this is probably only like the maybe 3rd or 4th client that I had that actually had somewhat of a natural hairline but was still bald. And I was able just to trace it, and they were happy with the hairline. Most of the time the hairlines receded so far back that you're not going to be able to do this. So yeah, this just makes it a lot faster when you're making that line now, because you're not doing a whole bunch of guessing. Now I have my magic clip, and I'm just going to ball them out as I normally would. So I have them all the way closed. I'm just going to cut that hair down on top and make as perfect as a horseshoe shape as you can. Now with this, your big thing is you want to make sure that the hair on the ridges on the side is even, because you don't want a small patch or a lopsided patch. So then when you place your hair in, you don't have consistent waves. So with this unit, it is important to make sure that you do cut the hair down in a nice, orderly fashion. So you see how I have a cut down here. So now this next step, we're gonna get started. Since the haircut's done, we're gonna get started with the man weave or hair replacement, whatever you guys want to call it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna clean the scalp. I'm gonna take rubbing alcohol and I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna clean everywhere where there's gonna be glue. So you wanna use that rubbing alcohol to clean off the scalp. So that way you don't have any grease or any hair or oil or anything that's gonna make that glue not stick. And now I'm gonna take my skin protectant, base wig bind by Salon Pro. Like I said, I'll find alternatives for this because this stuff is kind of hard to find. And everywhere there's going to be glue, for instance, I'm putting glue on this whole scalp, so I'm going to cover this whole scalp with a layer of the skin protectant. And I'm going to go all the way down and even hit the hair. You'll see right on the line that I created. And a step that I forgot to do in my scalp exposure video is just take a neck strip and on the hairline you're drawing, just brush it off enough to where you can still see a faint line. Because when you do go and lay the hair, you don't want that line to still be there. So I just took a neck strip and I'm just going to dab that line out. This is just a dry neck strip. I didn't put any alcohol or anything on it. And I just wipe that line away, enough to where you still see a faint line, you know where you're going to be lining this haircut up at. So now taking electrical tape and putting electrical tape on so we can get a nice straight hairline. This step that we're about to do right now, we're actually getting ready to put the glue on. And for this unit, we're going to use 2 layers of glue. So I'm going to go ahead and put the tape on for the first layer of glue. And another alternative to this is you don't have to, so I'm gonna put the tape on, put a layer of glue, take the tape, put another layer of glue, or put more tape on, then another layer of glue. So an alternative to doing that is the first layer of glue don't put all the way up to the hairline, in which I probably shouldn't have did on this unit, but I was already doing it, so I just kept it going. But yeah, that first layer of glue, you don't have to go all the way up to the hairline. You can go just about ½ inch back. That way that'll save you some tape. So instead of using combs now, I went and just bought some of these dye brushes. I think they're like 99 cents. And I'm gonna use those to spread the glue out. So get yourself a little dye brush, popsicle stick, something to spread the glue out with. And that first layer of glue, I'm gonna go ahead and just spread it out all over the head. Even going all the way down to the edge of the hair and getting the glue on the hair a little bit. So you can let it air dry or you can blow dry it. We want to get that first layer of glue to be completely dry before we put the second layer of glue on. So now I'm going back and I'm putting the tape on again. Again, like I said, what I should have did in this video is I should have not went all the way up to the hairline. I should have just went, like I said, about ½ inch back, and then that second layer went all the way to the hairline. Like I said, I was so focused on recording and doing this unit, I wasn't even paying attention to that. So again, same thing. Got my brush, my dye brush. I'm just gonna spread that glue out. Get a nice even layer all over his head where that hair is gonna be. You can see I'm going all the way down to the existing hair. I'm even gonna get the glue right onto the existing hair because I'm gonna put the hair that is gonna help when it comes to blending. So now I'm gonna take that tape off. And then if you get any glue that falls over your line, just take an old pair of shears. You can use a razor, you can use whatever you want. And the nice thing about ghost bond is you can move the ghost bond around, and so you can go and you can start, just line it up a little bit. So now I'm gonna take my Caribbean twist hair, and I'm gonna take them and I'm gonna cut just single strands of it. So this is how we get the wave pattern in the hair. So you see I start right in the middle, and I'm just gonna lightly stretch the hair. I'm not pulling the hair so it's straight. I'm just like, you see I get the first part to adhere to his head, and I just lightly stretch it, barely. And then you want to let that ghost bond dry a little bit and let it get tacky. When it's completely white, you don't want to put the hair on yet because it's not ready. So once it starts to dry clear, like I have in this video, you can start that, put the hair down, and it's going to stick well. So that second strand of hair, I'm just going to lay, you want to lay uniform. You want all the curls to match up. So this is what decides if you get a nice wave unit or if you have a messy looking wave unit that doesn't really look like waves, is how nice you get your strands of hair to line up. How uniform can you get them to line up? And this is something that takes practice. So I recommend getting a mannequin or something. So you can go to the beauty supply store and get the styrofoam mannequins for like $3. And you can sit there and you can practice this technique. I definitely practice it before you just start putting it on people's heads. When you get to actually live models, you like to have the process down. So what we're going to do here, this is probably one of the simpler wave styles to do, just because we're going in one direction. Now, if we're going to be doing 360 waves, we'll be changing directions, and that gets a little bit more complicated. And that's something that I'll have a video on here in the future. It's how to change the directions of waves. So I'll be having a lot more wave hair replacement videos coming out, and there'll be all different styles and how to lay in different directions and things like that. But for this video, for the first one I'm putting out, I just want to put out a simple one where we're just laying the hair in one direction. You see I'm about my fourth or fifth strand of hair now, and I'm gonna work it all the way down to the side where I cut the hair, where his natural hair is. And, with this process, it's important just to take your time. Like I said, stretch each piece of hair evenly. You don't want to stretch one farther than the other. Once you stretch it too far, then it's not going to go back and not going to lay the same. And then another good thing is when you're picking out the hair, try to find good pieces. Some of the hair in the pack will be like really frizzy. Try to stay away from those frizzy pieces. If it's not a nice twisted piece, I try to stay away with it. I always try to pick out like the best pieces of hair, so my units lay uniformly together. You can see how I'm just laying the hair again, laying each twist next to it in each groove. And I might even go down, like you're gonna see how I close this out on this left side. I may even go down onto his natural hair. See that piece of hair right there? It was a little frizzy, and so what I did, I just moved the strand down. The strands are long enough. This is 20-inch hair. So if one part of it, in the front or something, is frizzed up, you can either cut it off or you can just, move the hair down and use the good piece of it. You see now I needed a smaller piece. So all I did was cut that smaller piece off the front. So yeah, anywhere I have glue, I'm going to be putting hair, even if it's small. The smallest little sliver of glue is visible. I'm gonna place a piece of hair there because something's gonna stick, and when I go to cut it down, I'm not gonna have a whole bunch of gaps. So very important to get that nice uniform, that natural wave look. You want to eliminate as many gaps as you possibly can. So same technique, I'm just going down on the other side now, going towards the right. I'm just continuing to lay the hair back. This is something you can do. You can even lay multiple pieces of hair at once if you want. So I think sometimes I I might lay 2 every now and then. For the most part, I'll just lay 1. It seems like it's a process that takes a lot of time, but this is actually, it's actually a pretty quick process. Say the layer's whole head, probably no more than 10 minutes. See, again, to close it out, I just take a snip off the back that's hanging instead of wasting the hair or using, going and using the full piece. I might as well use what's already on his head. So now, after I get all the hair laid down, I'm just gonna take a blow dryer, and this is just initial right away because I'm getting ready to put the cap on. And I just want to blow dry it a little bit, just make sure it's dry, so when I put this cap on, a whole bunch of the hair doesn't move. So before I put the cap on, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut all those loose ends that's hanging over his forehead, and I'm gonna go around to the back, and I'm gonna do the same exact thing in the back. So I'm just gonna throw these pieces away because I'm not gonna use them. If I was doing like 360 waves, I would save all these little pieces because I would reuse them, and there's no point in wasting a whole bunch of hair that you need. So now I'm gonna take the cap, and you can either have your client grab the cap. I got Lou helping me out right here, putting the cap over his head. I want to make sure I don't want to rub down on his waves. Like I said, the glue is still a little wet, so I don't want any of the hair to move. So now I'm gonna take the blow dryer, and I got it just on low, cool air, no heat. And I just want to dry the glue, and then I'm gonna let the cap sit on his head for about 10 minutes. Apply blow dryer for like 5 minutes, let it sit for about 10 minutes. And this process is just helping, it's compressing the hair down into the glue so that it will stick longer. And then I'm just gonna take my shears, I'm just gonna cut the cap off. Don't pull the cap off, make sure you use a razor or some scissors and just cut it off. Now I have my OA blade. Again, when you're cutting this hair down, use old blades or use old clippers or clippers that you don't care about. The synthetic hair, it's not good for your clippers, goes out your blades. So yeah, go buy some cheap Walmart clippers or something, or else just find some old blades or buy clippers that you use specifically for man weaves. And all I'm doing is I'm just cutting hair like I would regular waves with the grain, and I'm just taking off a little bit at a time right now because it is easy to gap them, and so I'm just skimming across the top and just getting it down. And I want to try to make it look as natural as possible when it comes to the wave pattern. Now when we get right here about the crown of the head, that's when I cut. I cut in a different direction. For the most part, I keep everything in the same direction. And then when you get around those edges to where the synthetic hair meets his natural hair, you can really take that down just a little bit lower, so it's going to help to blend it in. Now, it's important just to take your time. There's no need to rush through this process, especially when you get this far into it. You definitely hate to gap the client, and then you gotta go and you gotta put more glue on, and then you gotta recut the hair down again. So like I said, take your time. Take off smaller amounts of hair in the beginning, especially while you're getting used to cutting this type of hair down. Like I said, I definitely go buy a mannequin. You can get them online on Amazon for like $15. I'll put some of those linked down in the description below. And the same thing with styrofoam mannequins. They're like $3 or $4 at your local beauty supply store. That way you can put the hair down. You get some practice cutting it. because it's really with this, it's just you got to get a feel for it. And you can see, like, as the lower it gets, the more natural it starts to look. When it's a little longer, it looks a little ramen noodle. So you see my technique, I'm just skimming across the top of it. I'm not putting a whole bunch of pressure. I put a little bit of pressure, and I'm just shaving through it. You can see the lower I get, again, like I said, the waves, it starts to look more like waves. So now, I'm not done cutting it down completely. I'm almost done cutting it down completely. But what I like to do is I like to line it up. So I take my detailers and I go in and I'm gonna line it up. And after you line it up, it actually helps so you can see spots that you still need to cut down. So I always recommend to, cut down as much as you can see right away. Go through, line it up, and then go back, and you can, cut down the spots that you missed, or you feel you need to hit some more. Also, I haven't promoted it much lately, but Tuesday nights, me and Lou, we go live for our Hair Heroes podcast. So make sure, subscribe to the channel, and then tune in with us live on Tuesday nights. We just go on there, we just talk to viewers and subscribers, and we just answer questions live. So anything you guys have, questions about man weaves or questions just about barbering in general, we answer everything on there. So make sure you tune in Tuesday nights, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Also, I think one of the biggest questions I get on YouTube is like, where am I located? I'm located in Minnesota. And so I got my magic clips here, and my magic clips, I'm just doing some detail work. Just a little touch up, going through any hairs I see standing up, or any little spots I feel need to bring it down a little bit more. I'm just going and I'm just knocking out with my detail, or my magic clips. Like I said, this is one of the easier, simpler wave units, just because you're just going in one direction. So in the future here, we'll get into going in multiple directions. Show you guys the full 360 waves. With this hair, you can really do just about anything. And this is just one type of hair. I got other wave hairs I'll be showing you guys. So now, if you've seen my other two hair replacement videos, you see at the end, I like to use Kiss Express. You can use high beams. You can use any color, any type of enhancement that you want, topic, whatever, it doesn't matter. But just to blend that unit into the natural hair, I go in, I got my air compressor. I'll put the type of air compressor I use down below, and same thing with the airbrush gun. And you just go in, you just do some detail work. Again, like I said, the color helps the unit blend into the natural hair more. And then that's the final step in this process. So again, you guys got questions, make sure you add me on Instagram at Adrian the Barber. Leave comments down below. Let me know what you guys think of the unit. This is the only clip I had. I accidentally deleted or lost the rest of the clips, but here I have pictures of the final unit. So again, if you follow my Instagram, you guys will have seen I posted this one last week. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in to another hair replacement video. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. There's a ton more content left to come. This is Adrian the Barber, and I'm out.